Thanks for tuning in today, and I hope that you've come to the conclusion or coming to the conclusion that wisdom is one of the most important things to have in life. If you want to have more wisdom, read through the book of Proverbs on a regular basis. Proverbs urges us to get advice from the wise. Proverbs is all about godly wisdom. It's not about get-rich schemes or success formulas. It tells you not so much how to make a living, but how to be skillful in the lost art of making a life. More important to make a life than a living. In Proverbs, the words wise and wisdom are used at least 125 times. One of the purposes of the book of Proverbs is that the reader might gain wisdom, which means skill in living. People with wisdom have skill to face life honestly, courageously, and to manage it successfully so that God's purposes are fulfilled in their life. Wisdom brings us into harmony with God's principles and with the right priorities for our lives. William Jennings Bryan was a U.S. congressman, served for 3 decades. His far-reaching influence has been attributed to his great wisdom. The key was advice given to him by his preacher father, who before William was leaving for college, challenged him to read through the book of Proverbs once a month for a year. He did so. Years later, he said that the advice that he was given was one of the most important factors for the success of his life and the wisdom that he had. The Bible is a manual on how to make a life. It's also a manual on wisdom, and can I encourage you to read it every single day. Another thing about gaining more wisdom is wisdom never stops learning. It's a key to making a life, is always keep on learning. Years ago, an old man took a class at the University of Berlin. White-haired gentleman. Sat among 19 and 20-year-old students. Amazing. What made it most unusual is he was Alexander von Humboldt, a renowned German scientist. During a lecture on physical geography, the professor actually quoted something that von Humboldt had actually written. So here he is sitting in the class with 19 and 20-year-olds. When they asked him, they said, "Why on earth are you taking this class?" And he said, "To help me review what I had neglected in my youth." Humility is a key to growing in wisdom. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we need to learn. The wiser we get, the more we realize how much more wisdom we actually need. You see, more wisdom is not only for the naive, the people who aren't that smart, but it's also for the wise. It's for anyone who realizes they have further to go. If you know you've got more ground to take, more yet to do, you need more wisdom. A wise person never stops learning. Never stops learning. Have you stopped learning? Pull yourself up right now. Say, hold on a minute. No, I need to keep on learning. Management expert Peter Drucker wrote, "Too often people focus on efficiency, doing things right, instead of on effectiveness and doing the right thing." He says few things are less productive than an engineering department that rapidly turns out blueprints for the wrong product. Working on the right things is what makes work effective. Not just doing things right, but working on the right things, doing the right things. That's wisdom for anyone who is seeking success. Wisdom never stops learning. We need to keep improving ourselves, investing in ourselves, and that way we will grow in wisdom.